I have the driver detained, passenger of black hoodie, red shorts running northbound through the private house. His passenger that ran is in possession of a firearm. 19 counties, like you said, it's in EMS.
I'm Robin Marsh. Right now on News 9 at 6, a chase in Grady County ends in a suspect shot and killed by law enforcement. What troopers say happened in the moments leading up to that shooting.
Arctic air slammed in on your Saturday. It is still here. We're still below freezing. In fact, it feels like the single digits and low teens. When we thaw out is coming up.
I'm Lacie Lowry. It is OU football playoff week. Coming up, we hear from Sooner players as they prepare to welcome Alabama back to Norman.
Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Good morning, Oklahoma. 6 o'clock on your Monday morning. Hope you had a great weekend and bundle up this morning.
Ooh, it is cold out there and everyone's waiting for that Friday night football game, Lacie.
Yeah, also waiting for Christmas. 10 days away, Robin.
Ooh, all right. Lacie Swope is here. Are you ready to go, Lacie?
I think so. We're getting closer for sure. So I got several more things I got to get, several things to wrap. But man, what a fun, exciting time for sure. The kiddos getting so very excited. Only a few more days left in school and then out for the big holiday for the break. Make sure the kiddos are bundled up today. Arctic air very much in place this morning. We've got a lot of fog advisories going on, some thick fog going on off to the east, and we will likely see some fog, some low cloud cover, maybe some drizzle tonight off and on through Wednesday. So more on that. Right now it is cold. A blanket of clouds would have been nice, but it's been clear overnight. So we've been in the lower mid 20s, some 30s in the west, and the winds are up. They're 10 to 20 miles per hour. Some gusts 25 to 30 in the west, and that's what's creating this wind chill. Check out these numbers. Lower teens, 12 in Oklahoma City. Some of us have dipped down to the single digits at times if you get a stronger gust of wind or two. 18 in Woodward, 15 in Ponca, feels like 17 in Clinton. Right now, cloud cover is moving into the Oklahoma City metro, and we're going to see clouds off and on into the afternoon. Here's what to expect. We thaw out today. Above normal, some fog, some drizzle on the way tonight, again into your Wednesday, and we'll talk about a warming trend, the big OU game forecast. We detail it hour by hour. We even have a look at Christmas. That's coming up. Back to you, ladies.
Lacie, thanks so much. A breaking news update. A wrong-way driver is killed after crashing into the bridge off I-40 underneath at the road at Choctaw. It happened around 11:30 Saturday night on South Choctaw Road, again right under I-40. Here's the video. Investigators say that driver was actually going northbound in the southbound lanes when he hit that concrete bridge support. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. His name and age have not yet been released. One other person is dead and another injured after a chase turned into a trooper-involved shooting in the Tuttle area early Saturday morning. News 9's Kylie Dedman was there as investigation gets underway. Kylie, what's the update this Monday morning?
Yeah, Robin, so this all began as a pursuit in Mustang around 5 Saturday morning. Now, multiple agencies, including the Grady County Sheriff's Department, Tuttle Police, and the Oklahoma High Patrol took part in the chase. Now, authorities tell us a passenger in the car was shooting at law enforcement as the car was driving across county lines. Now, when the driver reached Tuttle city limits, police tried to use stop spikes, but they were unsuccessful. The driver then bailed at a home off of Silver City Ridge Road near North Gregory, and the passenger ran into a home. Oklahoma High Patrol Lieutenant Mark Southall says 3 people were inside that home.
He broke into an occupied residence, forcefully broke his way in, and then at that point he was shot by troopers and he's pronounced dead at the scene.
Now, the driver sustained injuries, but it is unknown this morning on his condition. Lieutenant Southall says the driver was taken to the hospital and troopers were with him. Now, investigators are still in the early stages of this investigation. Lieutenant Southall says it is too early to tell what charges the driver will face. Reporting live in the newsroom, Kylie Dedman, Oklahoma's own News 9.
All right, I know you stay on top of the story. We do know that no officers or troopers were injured in that incident.
In Australia, at least 15 people, including a 10-year-old girl, are killed. Dozens more injured when a father and son start shooting at a Hanukkah celebration at Bondi Beach. This is viewer video right here. Police say both gunmen were shot. They say the father died and the son is in the hospital this morning. U.S. Senator James Lankford of Oklahoma and Senator Jackie Rosen of Nevada, co-founders of the state bipartisan task force for combating anti-Semitism, released a statement on the tragedy saying, quote, "Our hearts go out to the Australian people as they deal with the aftermath of a horrific attack that targeted Jews on the first night of Hanukkah. We are united behind a shared goal, ensuring Jews in the United States and around the world can practice their faith openly without fear of violence." Here in Oklahoma City, Jewish leaders are calling on the entire community to stand together. Community members gathered at Scissortail Park last night for a public menorah lighting, offering prayers for the victims. Your time now, 6:05. Got to switch gears and get over to meteorologist Megan Gold. She's watching the roads for us and that Monday morning commute. Hey, Megan.
Hey, it is a cold morning commute for you here as we get a new week started. Here's a look at the Dallas Junction where I-35 and I-40 kind of interchange there. The morning drive picking up, but no weather impacts to the commute other than it is big time cold. As Lacey's been talking about, here's the view from our American Fidelity camera Broadway extension there. If you were headed into OKC from the North Metro, things are good to go. Down on the south side, I-35 at South 89th looks good, and then out I-40 out by Tinker at Air Depot looks good to go as well. So no accidents, no slowdowns to report to you here at 6:06 on your Monday morning. If you're headed into Oklahoma City, nothing to slow you down, just be safe. And here's the view from our Regency camera. You can see those clouds streaming in, kind of a cool shot there, and your drive time's good to go from all directions. Ladies, back over to you.
Megan, thanks. And speaking of driving, Oklahoma's busiest turnpike, the Turner Turnpike, has seen a 61% increase in crashes this year. That's according to the Highway Patrol. You've got to have a heads up if you're driving between Oklahoma City and Tulsa. Troopers say those construction zones all along the Turner Turnpike, along with more traffic, people speeding, and then people distracted being on their phones, is what is leading to the increase in crashes.
A lot of these roadways, these construction zones, don't have shoulders, so there's no room for error. So the only place to go is straight where your momentum carries you, which oftentimes is in the back of another car.
In fact, listen to this. The Turner Turnpike is expanding to 6 lanes from Tulsa to Oklahoma City. So OHP says drivers will expect construction zones for the next 10 years.
Oh my goodness.
It's not going away anytime soon.
Be
That's
careful.
for sure, the problems. As the construction progress for a new behavioral health care center in Oklahoma City continues, Oklahoma County commissioners are working with a Tulsa-based nonprofit that will actually run the new facility.
News 9's Stephanie Manici has the latest details.
Behind this fencing, the almost $40 million behavioral health care center is getting closer to completion. Finding the right provider is what Oklahoma City County Commissioner Jason Lowe says they're negotiating. He says Creoaks Health Services seems to be the right fit.
They've done it before. They have a contract in Tulsa that they just was granted. They've done it across eastern Oklahoma, so they have a good track record.
Creoaks is a nonprofit organization with more than 40 years in its behavioral health division. Lowe says people are getting the help that they need, but they're getting arrested to access it.
And we're trying to work around that where people can just get the help they need without having a criminal record, without being arrested.
Lowe says the mental health crisis has a direct connection to homelessness. He says there's been an increase not only in Oklahoma County, but throughout the state.
And what's happening is individuals who are in a mental health crisis are homeless and they're not receiving those services.
Lowe says he's a big believer in rehabilitation over incarceration for nonviolent offenders.
We need not put individuals who are homeless or in crisis into Oklahoma County Jail.
Lowe says the way they'll determine if a person should be incarcerated over receiving mental health services is through a competency evaluation by experts. Stephanie Manici, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Officials plan to open the new behavioral health care center sometime early next year.
It is 6:10 on our Monday morning, getting excited that Christmas is, 10 days away?
10 sleeps. Here we go.
Lacey's eyeing the forecast. It feels like Christmas and below out there this morning.
It is very, very cold. When it's this cold, so many folks say, is it going to snow? No, we have no precip. We had sunshine yesterday, and we still didn't get above freezing, even with full sun. That's what Arctic air will do. That Arctic air is still here. So in the Bob Mills Weather Center, we're watching some clouds roll in. A mix of sun and clouds expected for your Monday. We're going from the teens and 20s into the 40s for highs, a little bit of a gusty wind. We'll talk about what to expect with a warming trend this week. We'll have some fog and drizzle to contend with. We'll break it all down after the break.
Coming up, it's a miracle everyone survived. A Metro daycare is destroyed after a driver crashes a car into it. It catches on fire. How the daycare responded to get everyone out safely. How they're responding this morning next. All right, welcome back. It is 6:13, and Lacie, tell us about your new podcast that's about to drop.
This is not happening. The whole weather team is not in. So this is actually video from our podcast. So what this is a recap of everything that's occurred weather-wise in 2025. So of course we had the fires, we had drought, we had ice, we had snow, we had tornadoes, historic flooding. We've got a lot to recap. So this new podcast will drop this Thursday, and this is just some of the video from that. Wow. It'll be this Thursday at 3 o'clock on the News 9 Weather YouTube page. So David and I just go through and kind of relive everything that you've lived through this year.
You've got a lot to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about. We've had some really big extremes for sure.
Those fires, I just keep thinking about all those folks in Stillwater that lost their homes. I mean, that was just
so many counties.
Devastating. Yep. Yes.
Yeah, and then the flooding, we lost more lives to flooding than anything else. And when you go back and kind of see how it all played out, there's something to learn from it, that's for sure. So we get into the details of that at 3 o'clock on Thursday.
On Thursday, this morning at the bus stop, it's cold.
Ooh, bundle up the babies.
It is cold. The babies are very excited. Kiddos are so very excited this time of year. Christmas just around the corner. The Santa sightings are pouring in.
Oh, we love them.
We love Santa sightings. We love sighting Santa across Oklahoma. So check out this picture. It's so stinking cute. The little boys here. This is Tommy and Johnny.
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah, Tommy and Johnny. Are they not the cutest? They're matching jammies.
And they're smiling.
It's like the perfect age for the picture, you
know? Absolutely. They're thrilled. They're very excited. Oh my gosh, I just love to have like a little microphone on Santa and hear what all the kiddos ask for. So we love this time of year. Merry Christmas to you, Tommy and Johnny, two of the cutest thinking little smiles I've ever seen. So very, very Merry Christmas to you and to everybody as you're going around the hustle and bustle, getting all your last minute things done. I wouldn't consider this last minute yet. I think by the time you get to the weekend, even the beginning of early next week, you still have time. It is still 10 days until Christmas. Now, just showing you the sneak peek of what we're expecting, because Christmas is not on the 9-day yet. Christmas Eve looks so very warm, 60s and 70s. Then a front hits Christmas Day. That means Christmas morning, we might have some cloud cover, a few showers in the southeast, but for Rudolph, it looks good coming to town. And then temperatures drop Christmas Day, 50s, 60s in the morning. We may fall to the 40s by Christmas dinner. All right, that's your sneak peek of what's ahead. Let's get you out the door this morning because it feels very cold, very winter-like to start the day. Teens and 20s for the kiddos. Make sure you're layered up, bundled up. At the bus stop, they need the hat, the gloves, the scarf, the neck gaiter, something to keep them warm for sure. The boots. Temperatures will be in the 40s coming home, and we'll have more cloud cover making its way in. We will get above freezing today. When you look down from space and you see all the yellow and orange, that's low cloud cover that's surging in. Some Cladis, that's a new cloud. I like that. There's a difference between stratus and clouds. We also have some cumulus clouds that are making their way in this morning. And you can see that here on our Lucky Star Skycam network. We've been showing you the shot from O-Trip. Earlier, it was kind of broken apart. Now a little bit of a cloud bank making its way in. And that'll help limit some sunshine as we head through your Monday. And the winds are up. So we've got two things working against a warm forecast today, cloud cover and wind. Your Lucky Star Skycam network sunrise is at 7:32. Should still be a beautiful sunrise. 24 is the temperature at Will Rogers, and it feels like 12. So we're in the 20s. You can see where we have the Arctic air. From central Oklahoma back off towards the east, it's in the teens. You get into western, even southwestern Oklahoma, you're slightly above freezing right now with the south wind trying to warm things up. Currently, though, it's causing it to feel so much colder to your skin, down to 13 in Weatherford and Hinton, 14 in Enid, 17 in Bristow, 13 in Holdenville, and single-digit wind chill values up near Ponca City and off towards the northeast. Layer up today. We will get above freezing by about 10 a.m., 41 by noon, 44 to 45 degrees for a high today, but it's going to feel colder due to the clouds off and on and that breeze. Some 50s into western Oklahoma and 60s today out in the panhandle. And we have a warming trend, but really we have zonal flow. That's when the jet stream winds go from west to east. No big ups or downs, not very not seeing much in the way of big dips down the road either until we head into your weekend. There's a weak cold front. This is a cold front moving in on Thursday. That's not going to impact us too much, which dry as it passes by. It will cool us off a few degrees for the big OU game on Friday. Saturday, very mild, 60s, maybe even some 70s on Saturday. Sunday, another weak front. Now I'm just jumping ahead here to Christmas Eve. You'll notice the main jet stream to the north. We get a ridge of high pressure, 60s and 70s and dry. And looking ahead to the Christmas holiday, if you've got travel plans, not just in Oklahoma, but up to the north, off to the east, even back to the west, it is really a pretty quiet Christmas travel forecast, at least as of right now. Now let me get you back to home here in Oklahoma. We're in the 20s, the 30s, some 40s to the south tonight. And the winds, they're up just enough. I don't think we'll have any extreme fog, but it is possible that we see some fog tonight. Now, what we're going to watch is Clinton, Woodward, back to the north, the far west, maybe some isolated freezing fog. It's not locked in. We'll have a chance for a little drizzle tomorrow, and that'll help keep the temperatures down some. If we had full sun, tomorrow will be a very warm day. But forecasting 50s and some low 60s. Wednesday, some cloud cover, maybe some fog and drizzle. Once again, Wednesday with highs in the mid-50s. We'll stay in the 50s through this week, 60s Saturday, and guys, we still are above average through early next week. We'll send it back to you.
Your time now 6:19. Here are some of your national headlines this morning. We'll start with breaking news out of Hollywood. Legendary filmmaker and actor Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle are found dead in their LA home late last night in what police are calling a homicide. It's unclear who officials have interviewed so far. We know the couple has 4 grown children. Rob Reiner was known for directing classic films like The Princess Bride and A Few Good Men.
In Rhode Island, investigators are searching for a killer after 2 students were killed, 9 others injured in a shooting at Brown University. It happened Saturday during a final exam review. Yesterday, authorities say they had detained someone, but later released them, saying they were not the killer.
White Castle Burger Restaurant recalling more than 1,000 cases of this. Its popular frozen 4-count original sliders because they could contain undeclared milk and soy. The company says people with allergies could develop a serious or life-threatening reaction to the food. You are urged to return the product or throw it away if you're concerned.
It is 6:20 on our Monday morning. Let's see how we're doing on that morning drive. Megan Gold is here watching things. Hey, Megan.
Hey, good morning. Roadways are still looking great as you hit the door and hit the roads this morning. We are watching as cloud cover streams in from the south and west. And you'll notice that as you head out the door this morning, our sunrise at 7:32 is still those later sunrises, and our sunsets have actually started getting a little bit later, so they're not getting earlier anymore, and we're grateful for that. This is the view from the Broadway extension from our American Fidelity camera. If you're coming in from the west side, I-40 and Meridian looks good. Traffic picking up there, and then I-40 and May. So no accidents as you hit the roads this morning. Of course, it's a cold one, so be sure to turn up the heat in the car this morning. You can see that cloud cover from our Regency camera, and your drive times are still good to go. Headed into Oklahoma City, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
All right, are we ready for some football? It is officially college football playoff week. This Friday, OU will welcome Alabama to Norman for round 1 of the college football playoffs. We hear from OU players who say, despite the criticism of the offense, they have full confidence in their quarterback, John Mateer.
You know, John is a critical moment guy. Whenever it's on this game has been incredible to watch.
I love it when they throw those long passes and then they just keep on running. Hey, coming up on News 9 at 9 today, we are actually talking live with OU Athletic Director Joe Castiglione about this Friday's historic game. We'll have what fans need to know before the big game in Norman, how the city of Norman's going to be impacted, schools, OU's cut classes for
They're
Friday.
They're canceling everything for this game. They are prepared. College game day is coming in. Lacie, as we come to you for the outdoor forecast, so much excitement in Norman.
Oh my gosh, it's electrifying. If you're just driving through the Norman area, you feel it because they're getting everything prepared, and we'll talk about the forecast. It's a good forecast as well. Good. It's been great for hunters, guys, and I absolutely love these pictures. Now, this is Tate Homer. Tate's grandpa sent me these pictures, and this was, I believe, 8 years ago. Tate was drawn on a youth hunt, and really the email that I received was just ranting and raving about the Wildlife Department's youth program, because you can get drawn in on special hunts, and this was Tate's last year, guys.
Oh my
and look at his upgrade.
Way to
Okay,
go.
first of all, very handsome young man, okay, grown significantly, but so has his hunting skills.
Whoa. Yes.
Yeah, check out that Oklahoma whitetail. That is from El Reno. What a gnarly rapid it has. Just so many twists and turns, but it is amazing. If you've never looked into these youth hunts, I myself, my very first deer harvest was a youth hunt from the Wildlife Department. It is such a cool opportunity for hunters to get out, learn all the skills, learn everything that you need to know. So congrats to you, Tate. We're now in archery season. Duck season's been awesome. Lace was out duck hunting over the weekend, about froze her tutu off from what I hear, but she's good to go. 40s on the way this week, guys, or today, and then we've got a warming trend. We have a chance for some fog and drizzle. We'll detail that coming up.
You're watching Oklahoma's Own News 9 this morning.
Good morning, Oklahoma. 6:30 on your Monday morning, and a live look on the Lucky Star Skycam network takes us to Blanchard with that beautiful Christmas tree right at the four-way stop. We love opening up with that because we are only 10 days away from Christmas, if you can believe it. We hope you're having a great morning so far. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lacie Lowry with Robin Marsh.
Boy, I tell you, it feels a little chilly out there this morning. Bundle up the babies. Everyone heading out the door. Lacie is eyeing the forecast. Is it going to warm up, Lace?
We get above freezing today. It's definitely going to be warmer than yesterday, but that Arctic air is still here. So as you're stepping out, you will notice it. We were in the teens yesterday morning. We only made it to a high of 31 degrees in Oklahoma City. So we've been below freezing at Will Rogers World Airport since Saturday evening. We climb above freezing by about 10 a.m. The wind chill is down to 13. And if you have travel plans, friends and family to the northeast, look at all the purple on the map. That's where wind chill values are at or below zero. We, of course, are not that cold across Oklahoma. The actual air temp has fallen to 25 in Stillwater, 25 in Ada. Winds are out of the south. They're 10 to 20. We've had some gusts 25 to 30, a little breezy, and that's what you will really notice as that wind hits your skin, takes that heat away very quickly, and that's your wind chill factor down into the lower teens. 15 in Ada, 25 in Stillwater, 11 in Alva is currently what it feels like, and we have clouds that are surging in now with the wind, and that cloud cover will help limit our temperatures today. So we will get above freezing, but it's still going to be a chilly day. I think you'll want the coat all day long. Temperatures will warm into the lower and mid 40s later this afternoon. Tonight, some fog develops. We might have some freezing fog. We'll detail the latest on that. We'll also talk about a warming trend for the rest of your week. It's coming up.
We're now hearing from a Metro daycare that was destroyed after a car crashed into it, starting this huge fire. It happened Friday late afternoon at La Petite Academy. That's near Reno and Mustang Road. The daycare says 33 children and 5 adults were inside at the time. They all managed to escape serious injury. Here's firefighters talking about it.
I just want to say excellent job by those adults. This was a very chaotic scene. I can't imagine having that many children inside and having a car crash into your facility and it catching on fire. So absolutely fantastic job.
And now the daycare says, quote, because of the professional response and quick action of our dedicated team and incredible families, all of our students and staff are safe and accounted for. The daycare says they thank the community for their support and that they're now working to take care of all of the families and staff members at the daycare.
An Oklahoma couple wanted by the FBI is arrested in another state after 4 years on the run. Federal investigators say Larry and Gretchen Thompson, seen here, sexually abused a minor in Pryor in 2018. And the court records show the two were charged in 2021, then disappeared again for 4 years. The FBI says the two were caught in Montana last week, thanks to an anonymous tip. 6:33 on our Monday morning. Let's see how the morning drive is going to fare for the Metro drivers. Here's Megan Gold watching things. Hi, Megan.
Hi, Robin. Roads are still looking good for anybody headed out the door right now, taking the kids to school, headed to work. We've got our crews out on the roadways situated here. This is like Stanfield shot, looking at the Skydance Bridge on I-40. Dark and early this morning, the roadways are getting busy. I've got several other shots to show you here as you hit the roads. If this is a part of your morning commute, the Dallas Junction coming in from the south side, getting busy. busy. That's kind of the spot that we start to see the slowdowns first in the northbound lanes of I-35. The Broadway extension down to 235 looks good. And then also those of you coming in from the Moore area, I-35 at South 66, pretty quiet down in that spot. But again, picking up the closer you get into Oklahoma City. So no accidents and no slowdowns as of right now. Hopefully we'll keep it that way. Oklahoma City looking beautiful here on your Monday morning, and your drive times are still good to go, guys. Back to you.
Oklahoma independent voters won't be able to vote in primaries for the next 2 years after no party actually opted for an open primary.
News 9's Cal Day explains what this means for the 500,000 independent voters in our state, many of whom are now switching parties so they can be heard.
Nearly 500,000 independent Oklahoma voters will not be able to vote in primary elections in the next 2 years. Reaction is mixed amongst those registered independent. Ellen says primaries should be closed. If I'm not willing to be associated with the party, why should I have any say in who they choose to represent themselves? Meg writes, I'll be switching to Democrat to address the issue myself. Others have already made that switch.
I wasn't anticipating that to happen today, but it's happening.
Rogers County Election Board Secretary Julie Dermody says it will be a change for independents who have voted in Democrat primaries in recent years. She says there is plenty of time to switch to a party to keep voting in primaries.
That doesn't mean you're being shut out, because you're not. You have an opportunity to change your party affiliation until March 31st.
Of the nearly 60,000 registered voters in Rogers County alone, Dermody says there's almost as many Democrats as there are independents, and that number continues to grow.
The independents are surpassing the Democrats in 16 of our polling locations.
Dermody hopes that change does not keep anyone from voting. She wants to remind everyone the importance of taking part in the process.
We have a right for a voice. We just need to let it out there.
In Tulsa, Cal Day, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Democratic leaders say they did file their paperwork in time to let independents vote in their primaries, and they are now challenging this state ruling. Independents can still vote in the general elections, and party registration can be changed again later. The historic Freedom Center of Oklahoma City is officially back open. Civil rights activist Clara Looper created it, and it housed the NAACP Youth Council for decades. It's over on Martin Luther King Avenue. The landmark was closed then for years for these restoration efforts.
I'm so glad to see once again that it's going to serve the needs of the community, because Freedom Center represents hope to those that didn't have any hope.
We know the building will now be used for education programming and community events. Its restoration was paid for through MAPS 4 funding.
Well, it's going to be a big day for the Oklahoma City National Memorial and Museum. The memorial will break ground for their forward expansion project. Back in September, the memorial shared new designs for the new 10,000 square foot space. It includes a new lobby, gallery, and film studio. That groundbreaking ceremony starts later this afternoon at 1:30. Also, we're getting a firsthand look at the race medals for the 2026 Oklahoma City Memorial Marathon. Racers in all 6 events will get these silver stunners at the finish line. The city skyline on one side, and then the gates of time on the other side of the medal. You can register for the race online right now. Prices are set to go up on January the 3rd.
Those are beautiful.
They're gorgeous. I like the silver.
And I can't wait to see what the memorial is going to look like after this huge renovation. There's a lot happening at the National Memorial Museum.
Well, they're looking forward. It's always important to just keep that story alive, and I think this is going to be a great next step.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see it. All right, let's check in with Lace. She's in the Bob Mills Weather Center. Cold start for this Monday.
Cold, guys. We're down into the low 20s, but when you factor in the wind, which is about 10 to 20 miles per hour, single digits and teens for feel-like temperatures. Now, clouds are moving in. We're about to have an absolutely beautiful sunrise due to some of those clouds. Temperatures in the 20s, warming into the 40s for highs today. We get above freezing. We may see some fog tonight. Who could see some freezing fog? We'll have your full forecast coming up.
A chase suspect is shot and killed by troopers in Grady County. Coming up after the break, what investigators say led to the gunfire.
.642, it's a Monday morning, Christmas 10 days away.
And the big OU game 4 or 5 days away, depending on what you're counting. But
Christmas
Friday,
coming early.
Yes.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, so the college campus really closing down as far as finals go. They've rearranged the schedule. The schools in and around Norman canceling class so everyone can kind of gear up and get ready. And we're, focusing on that and all things Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Feels
an
like
exciting
Christmas.
time of year, right?
It's so cold out there. I know we've
is
had
frigid.
colder, but it is cold this
No,
morning.
it is very cold. And one of the things, since we were so cold for so long, we got down below freezing Saturday afternoon, the ground temperatures have dropped. And so you're going to be outside and just notice that everything feels colder. Ground temps are now in the 30s, and that just continues to be the trend as we head towards winter. Winter arrives on your 9-day.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming. It is coming. Oh my gosh, I missed that show.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Missed that one. All right, guys. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. That's going to be at Gaylord Family Memorial Stadium down in Norman. OU playing Bama. Temps in the 50s, falling into the 40s. It'll be chilly. Winds out of the south, a little gusty, but overall absolutely perfect for the big game. Not nearly as cold as what we're dealing with. This Arctic air will be history after we get through today, but it is still very much a problem. This is what will greet you this morning on your Monday. Back into the swing of things as the kiddos are going to school. Layer. We are in the 20s, but the wind chill is much colder. We do have a breeze, not nearly as strong of wind as what they're dealing with to the north, where high wind warnings are in effect. It's a south wind being pulled up into that system, and there's quite a bit of fog going on in states to our east. We're watching some low cloud deck or low cloud bank arrive into Oklahoma City and back down to the southwest. So we will have a mix of sun and clouds today. No fog. The ground level visibility is fine. By tomorrow and into Wednesday, both days, we may have some fog, some drizzle to contend with. Look at the shot on our Lucky Star Sky Cam network as the stratus moves in. That's OCCC looking off to the east. You can see the gorgeous colors there on the horizon, and eventually those colors are going to be bouncing off of those clouds. It'll be beautiful in the next 20-30 minutes, but you see the winds blowing around Old Glory down in Norman, definitely gusty. So 24, the wind chill is 12. We're down to 24 for a temp in Stillwater, 26 in Ponca City. It's 30 in Woodward, and you're above freezing in southwest Oklahoma versus low 20s, even teens off to the east. Winds increasing, and it'll be a gusty morning, a gusty afternoon today, with a warming south wind, but before the sun comes up, any type of a breeze becomes a wind chill, and we're down into the lower and mid-teens. Some single-digit readings again once you get up into Osage County and back off to the north of Tulsa, some of the coldest temperatures in the state. Now for the metro, from the 20s to 30 at 9, will be about freezing at 10 a.m., and then we'll climb into the lower and mid-40s. That breeze will make it feel even cooler, though, and with the cloud cover around, it is going to be a cold day today, so you'll want the coat. 51 in Clinton, 55 in Altus, warmer in the northwest, some 60s in the Panhandle, and look at this big view. No big dips showing up. We're not seeing the jet stream amplified at all. It's what we call zonal, which means very little in the way of rain chances. Does get a dip as we head into the end of the week. Thursday, a cold shot, but really for Oklahoma, it cools us off briefly. No major Arctic blast with that one. Saturday, 60s and 70s for last minute shopping, Christmas parties running around. It looks good for the upcoming weekend, the weekend before Christmas. And then jumping ahead here to Christmas Eve, big ridge of high pressure. There will be 60s and 70s across Oklahoma. Definitely warm, and as Santa Claus is coming to town overnight into Christmas morning, maybe some cloud cover, a few showers in the southeast, and Christmas Day still looks warm, especially in the morning. A weak front moves through, though, in the afternoon, and that could cool us off. So here's the latest for the forecast. Christmas Eve, 60s and 70s, dry, no big travel problems at all. Christmas morning looks warm, and we'll have to see how strong that front is for Christmas Day. And just looking ahead looking back over the last 9 years, we've told you no snow in Oklahoma City, and over the last 9 years we have not had a white Christmas, and we have had several days where Christmas is in the 70s, and that could be the case this year. We'll just have to see how that front shakes on out. Weak front does move in tonight. It's kind of a wind shift line. We'll be in the 20s and 30s tonight, but with weaker winds, we'll have a chance for fog to settle in. And some data suggests the fog is from Enid to Alva, Woodward to Clinton, down to Altus. And a few of these areas will be near freezing or slightly below. And that could lead to some freezing fog for elevated surfaces. It's not locked in, but do plug in tomorrow morning. Of course, we'll have the latest for you. With clouds coming in, we'll have a chance for some drizzle mid-morning through midday, even some showers to the southeast. And highs for tomorrow will be in the 50s and low 60s. So that warming trend is on the way. We warm it back up. We're going to be about the same on Wednesday, maybe a few degrees cooler, with again a chance for some drizzle. 57 Thursday, 54 on Friday, and back to the upper 60s come Saturday. Robin and Lacie, we'll send it back to you.
I have the driver detained, passenger of black hoodie, red shorts, running northbound through the private house. His passenger that ran is in possession of a firearm.
19 counties, like you said, it's in EMS.
Boy, some tense moments playing out in the metro, and now we've learned one person is dead, another injured after a chase turned into a trooper-involved shooting in Tuttle early Saturday morning. News 9's Kylie Dedman was there as the investigation was underway. Kylie, how did all of this start?
Robin, it began as a pursuit in Mustang around 5 Saturday morning. Multiple agencies, including the Grady County Sheriff's Department, Tuttle Police, and the Oklahoma Highway Patrol took part in the chase. Now, authorities tell us a passenger in the car was shooting at law enforcement as the car was driving across county lines. Now, when the driver reached Tuttle city limits, police tried to use stop spikes but were unsuccessful. The driver then bailed at a home off of Silver City Ridge Road near North Gregory, and the passenger ran into a home. Oklahoma Highway Patrol Lieutenant Mark Southall says 3 people were inside that home.
He broke into an occupied residence, forcefully broke his way in, and then at that point he was shot by troopers and he's pronounced dead at the scene.
Meanwhile, the driver sustained injuries but is unknown this morning on his condition. Lieutenant Southall says the driver was taken to the hospital and troopers were with him. Investigators are still in the early stages of this investigation. Lieutenant Southall said it is still too early to tell what the charges the driver will face. Reporting live in the newsroom, Kylie Dedman, Oklahoma's own News 9.
All right, Kylie, I know you'll stay on top of that story. At this point, we do know no officers or troopers were injured.
Your time now 6:49. Time to check some traffic for your Monday morning commute. Let's get over to meteorologist Megan Gold. Megan, what do you have this morning?
Well, starting to see quite a few slowdowns across the metro. No reported crashes, but some of these slowdowns are significant. So let me show them to you. We've got our crews down in the Norman area. This is Stephen Owsley and Brianna Brown's shot looking off to the north, I-35 and Maine there. And I think this is just typical morning slowdown. So no crashes for those of you headed northbound out of Norman into Oklahoma City. Let me show you several other shots that we have right now showing some slowdowns. Again, I mentioned this just a little bit ago, but a lot of times I-35 in the northbound lanes is where we start to see the slowdowns first. There at North 27th Street from the ODOT camera, starting to see kind of a significant slowdown. I-35 in Reno, looking off to the west there at I-40 near the O'Connor Resort. So a heads up if you're traveling westbound I-40, Broadway extension doing just fine right now. So let me show you some of those reduced speeds. Again, they're really down to the south of I-40. Everything up on the north side is okay. So there's the slowdown in the northbound lanes of I-35 over I-44, and then also there at I-35 and Reno over to I-40. Guys, back over to you.
A Chicago Bears fan demonstrates just how cold it got in the Windy City after the break, how the soda instantly turns into a slushie. You'll see next.
Hey, coming up on the Coca-Cola porch, we are live at Deep Deuce Grill talking with them about the upcoming Grinchmas event. There may also be a special guest. Can you guess who it is? Okay, don't miss our live report coming up at 9 a.m.
We want to make sure you're ready for the big game this Friday night, so don't miss our 30-minute OU playoff special, The Chase for 8. Could the Sooners win an 8th national title? The game is Friday night, but we're getting ready a little earlier in the week. Don't miss our special report Wednesday night. Toby and the gang will be here at 6:30. Also coming up on News 9 at 9 this morning, we are talking with OU Athletic Director Joe Castiglione about the Friday night historic game. We'll talk with what fans need to know before the game in Norman, and we're excited to have Joe C. on live at 9. It may be cold in Oklahoma, but at least it's not this cold. At the Cleveland Browns-Chicago Bears game in Chicago,
So
a
cool.
fan posted a video of their bottle of soda instantly freezing as soon as they opened it. Watch, did you see it? It doesn't even pour out. This is hilarious. When the fan tried to pour the soda into the cup,
thick.
it's like a slushy.
And done.
Whoa.
Wind chills in Chicago hit 6 degrees below zero.
Oh my God. How cool though to actually watch how cold it is.
Okay,
Yeah,
there it
that
is.
your soda like instantly freezes.
And
Open it up.
Sometimes they'll do that
and-
with a bottle of water, and you'll see
Yes.
the ice crystals form.
Yes. That looked
Awesome.
like a slushy machine all
Yeah.
of a sudden.
I mean, we had wind chills that cold in Oklahoma too on Sunday
Well,
morning.
we should have opened up a can
But the
of
air temp
Dr.
wasn't as
Pepper.
cold. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we should have
Yeah.
tested it
Well,
out.
Now
Well,
I know
fun.
that you can do that. That's cool. I've always seen the water, but not a soda. There you go.
Hey, we've got some snacks out there this
Yeah,
morning,
the
huh?
Tinker Diagonal, pretty slow going. I think a crash just reported there. If we can take links one, I'll show this to you. The ODOT camera at I-35 in Reno was showing quite a significant slowdown. I don't know if we can show it. There it is. It's actually moving much better now, but I'll show you that slowdown. We've also got slowdowns on I-44 in the northbound lanes and then I-35 in the northbound lane. So just a heads up, if you're headed into Oklahoma City from Midwest City, speeds down to about 20 miles per hour, and it looks like there is that reported crash in the westbound lanes of I-40. So a few extra minutes out the door.
All right,
And
thanks
it's
for the heads up.
cold this
Yeah.
morning.
Let
for
your car
everybody.
warm up
Yes.
for sure, because
Yes.
it is going to be very, very cold in there. We've got temperatures down into the low 20s. Some areas it's down into the teens. We're back to the 40s today, and we'll watch for some fog and some cloud cover off and on over the next couple of days.
I like that warm up though. That's
It is
nice.
going to be nice.
How many sleeps until Santa?
10.
10 sleeps.
10
Oh,
days.
All right.
Hey, thanks for joining us. Make it a great Monday.